and welcome to Tally Benchwarmers. I love that sound. I love the sound of the beer can. This is your unofficial, definitely not expert take on the latest in local and collegiate sports. This week we are again backbenching. College football season is not over yet. Well, it may be for FSU, but we're going to talk about FSU football a little bit, FSU basketball, FAMU basketball, and a little bit of everything. It's like the kitchen sink we throw into this conversation sometimes. So for the next 30 minutes, maybe a little more, maybe a little less, this FSU team of sports experts is going to concentrate on FSU and FAMU and all of collegiate sports. So we've got one of our team missing, but I want to make Adrian Andrews, sports reporter extraordinaire, and I love the antlers, my friend.
Thank you, man. We picked them up today, so compliments of Jen. Thank you so much.
Oh, that's so nice. Yeah, Jennifer Tappen, our CFO, and Mrs. Claus with the Florida State cap on here.
Yes.
How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. We're ready for some fun.
Yes.
And let me, because I use this finger to point, Eric Carter, who normally is around the bench, and I'm going to point of where he might be if he was here.
Listen, the hat
I
is
love
there.
the hat too, right?
Yeah.
I love the hat that
It's
Eric.
there. He's
Maybe
there.
that's why he's not here. He heard
the rumors.
He heard the rumor about the pink hat. So Eric is not here, but we'll make fun of him along the way.
Yeah.
Before we talk about sports, I told these guys I was going to tee up something. I was watching a movie over the weekend. And it's like maybe the new, not so Christmas, but Christmas movie of the year, which reminded me that, my conversations with all my buddies for the last 30 years, even long before Adrian was even born, is that Die Hard is definitely a Christmas movie.
It for sure is.
Now, have you seen Die Hard before, Bruce Willis? See, that would have been that movie came out like
even though I was born in '85, we had this conversation.
Yeah,
before we went on
85.
air.
Yeah,
I was
right.
born in '85.
Yeah.
But
he's got the good skin care going and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah. So, do you have any other picks besides Die Hard for Christmas?
I'm always a big fan of Home Alone. I think that's a
Home
classic.
Alone, Home Alone,
Absolutely.
All the Fridays,
See,
Friday movies.
and that's in your generation.
Yeah.
See, Eric, if he was here, Eric is kind of an old guy like me. I don't know if he'd pick Die Hard, but he'd at least kind of have an opinion about it.
Yeah.
But Die Hard is
It's definitely a Christmas movie.
a Christmas movie.
Yeah,
without
I think
doubt.
National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Yeah, but Christmas Vacation you can't touch the original Vacation movie with Chevy Chase.
Right.
While going to Wally World. I mean, really,
that was good.
Yeah.
But you don't have Uncle Eddie
Okay.
with the camper with the famous line.
When Hans Gruber falls out of the, I'm sorry, I'm going to ruin the movie for Adrian. But when Hans Gruber falls off
I'm taking notes.
the building at the end of Die Hard, it's so great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
Wonderful.
So that's I'm in a Christmas spirit now. I'm in the holiday season.
Now that you've watched Die Hard.
Yeah, and
I'm gonna watch it
I
now.
promise
I think I'm gonna watch
that I promise that I won't wear my headgear all day long.
Why not?
Yeah, well, maybe I will then. We'll see.
Yeah.
We got lots of sports happening along the way this week. We've got some the first part of the bowl season coming up this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
We've had some decent basketball in the Tuck here over the last little while too. But the thing that is the big news in Tallahassee, Adrian. The big news in Tallahassee.
Yeah, man.
As of today, we record this podcast on Monday. We found out about an hour ago, Norvell restructures his contract. It includes a $4.5 million contribution.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he's in the spirit of giving, right?
The vision of excellence. Well, I'm not even sure I've even heard of that before. Is that his thing?
Yeah, I think he's in that giving spirit. So I mean, that's all good. It's the holidays. So, but so this new deal, right? This reconstruction in Summit. So it's $4.5 million, like you said. So it does contribute to the school's fundraising campaign. Now, this campaign actually raises money for the school to then share revenue directly to their athletes. right? So that's beginning July 1st, right? So this comes amid a NCAA settlement. So this agreement permits Division I schools to share at least $20.5 million annually to their athletes. Right.
So this $4.5 million is not really going to help go to help pay coaches. It's just going to go to the athlete.
This is going to go towards that campaign. So so for the most part, this is going to go to those athletes. Make sure that they have that financial stability. We are in this NIL world here, so Florida State has to try to stay competitive and everything. So, but they did say this money might be able to they can spread it around. It can go towards special projects. The coaches, staffing, and then the special projects of getting that the stadium up and going. 'Cause I know that's been under construction for a while now.
Yeah.
So So, but this isn't the first time coaches have done this. LSU's Brian Kelly, they've done the same thing. Oklahoma State's coach, they sort of added in some donations within their contracts.
Right. Willie Taggart did back in his first or second year with the team, I remember.
Yeah. So, it's about trying, and obviously once you get a pay raise like Norvell, he's making the biggity bucks these days, about $9 million, almost $10 million a year. So, it's, when you have all these things, you want to rebuild your program after, falling on his face.
Yeah. Well, and not only do you have the 1 year of $10 million or $9 million, he's got another, 60 some odd million that's guaranteed, right?
Exactly. So when you have that amount of money, you have to sort of try to move things around and help for, that cause. If you really want to stay on top, that's something that you got to do.
Or get back on top.
Get back on top. Well, Norvell's contract runs through 2031.
Yeah.
So, I think at that time, Adrian's going to be what about 29 or something, right?
So, actually, no, I might hit about 50 years old. I got a birthday coming up. That's
now you're just making fun of me, and I don't appreciate it.
Yeah. So Norvell, he's quoted, I guess, and he says, "I believe this step will help accelerate the process where I know we are going." So, right?
Yeah, and we talked about it. It's in the news. He got Gus. The Gus bus, picked him up on offensive coordinator. He has defensive coordinators coming in and new coaches. There's a rumor out there he's trying to grab a new recruiting guy.
Oh yeah,
out of Boulder. He stopped in FAMU. Yeah, Devin, Rispress. So all that, it takes money. It takes money. So he has to sort of go in his pocket a little bit and maybe dial back some of that salary. That's what you got to do.
Right. Yeah. Well, and we've got the portals open.
Yeah.
And players are going everywhere. It's like,
they really are.
It is. It's crazy. It's just, and within the ACC, I know there's a lot of stuff happening. We picked up a QB that we're hopeful for.
Yeah.
Right?
How do you say his name? Is it Castellanos? Castellanos?
He's Castellanos,
yeah.
maybe? Castellanos.
Yeah.
Listen, it's going to be the C-Man.
It's kind of like not DJU, because I was never going to try to pronounce it after that first time.
I always called him ukulele.
Ukulele?
Yeah.
But Castellanos from Boston College hopefully can run the Malzahn, the Gus Bus offense.
Yeah, I like that. I like that commit.
Yeah,
I really do. And it's very interesting to see Florida State get these really agile guys, these mobile threat guys,
right.
I think it's kind of cool. After Jameis, we had Blackman for a little bit, Francois, and or obviously Jordan Travis. So you're getting these guys who really got the legs. Luke, seems to be that dual threat guy too. So
Luke was, I saw a quote from Luke, because he obviously is in the portal, and I think he was quoted saying it's not about the money. Mm-hmm. He didn't think
want to play,
he just wants to play. He wasn't sure if he'd fit in the offense. But, but Castellanos, over 2 years at BC, 3,600 yards in the air.
Is he coming in as a junior or a senior?
I know he got 2 years.
He's got
left.
2 years. I think he's a
left,
senior, but he has 2 years.
So that's good. I know Eric was talking about getting guys that we at least can have for for not just
that's
1 year.
That's my concern is that we get him for a year and we get him a couple months before the season starts, and we don't have the ability to work with them like we do. But
that
I'm not a
be
fan
good.
of the transfer portal. So
Yeah, it's definitely you can either.
Well, this guy over here, Eric, would say no. The transfer portal is
because you never know what you're going to get. It's almost like just just
well, it's
blindly.
not just that. You look at certain teams that are not in the transfer portal very much. Georgia, Clemson, some, and they might not have every year a winning year, but they have those 4 years with their players to really build them into the players that they want them to be.
That's true.
And you get a trade-off. You invest in these players for 4 years, and they invest in your university. Yeah. They invest in the team.
Sometimes just 3.
Yeah.
They're really good players.
But, they grow with the team,
Yeah.
and when you're constantly in the transfer portal and trying to fill these holes, you don't get a chance to focus on what you already have.
That is true.
I was sad about Luke leaving because I really saw something good in him. And if we could have just committed to him and grown him into what we wanted him to be, we have to have a quarterback that moves because our offensive line has been terrible for years.
Well, listen, Malzahn and Norvell had to have agreed that Castellanos was going to be the guy for 2 years.
Of course, yeah.
I think otherwise it would seem natural that they would have committed to Luke. Yeah. And who knows? He's just in the portal. He hadn't signed with anybody yet or committed to anybody yet. I don't think so.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah.
We lost Luke Marvin Jones Jr. in the portal
sad.
also. Yeah.
That's a legacy player right
you
there.
kind of hate to see that, but
I get it.
We've lost. There have been a number of players, but a lot of the players that we've lost in the portal, they had to be. Because I didn't recognize a lot of the names besides Marvin Jones and Cooper, I think, in the defensive backfield is it. But we'll see. They always can come back unless they commit and sign. Tim Harris was hired as a wide receivers coach from UCF.
Yep.
See, so Malzahn's bringing over some of his support staff, some of his assistant coaches. Didn't they bring the offensive line coach from UCF also? I thought that they did.
I think
they did. Mm-hmm. And then we're bringing seems like several of the staff from Nebraska also. So it's going to be a Big
this
12 kind of
crazy.
team.
This offseason they're making the moves. Like I said, all that takes money. So
and I hope they can settle and figure each other out and no more knee-jerk reactions. No more of those.
That's and the one knee-jerk reaction I had was when I came to Adrian and said, "Hey, what's happening in FAMU football?" And what'd you say?
Nothing.
And I went, "What?"
Quiet. Crickets. I've been waiting for some big news. I haven't heard anything of these.
Maybe they're doing that settle thing. Let's figure each other out and let's be good where we are and grow.
Yeah, it could be. Well, I'm not sure I'm not sure if I've even heard of any transfer kids leaving.
I believe there's 2 or 3 early commits that they had like right out of high school.
Yeah.
But as of right now, we haven't had any names that that popped up on that signing day, on National Signing Day.
Yeah.
So
So you hear the war chant. For the last 12 weeks or so, it's been football. But we have a basketball team here in town. We actually have 4 basketball teams. Actually, I guess we have 6 because Tallahassee has men and women's. In fact, women's TSC won the national championship. This is actually their assigned national championship ball right here on the set. Yeah.
Nice.
So, but no, we're going to talk about FSU. The FSU men saw part of the game over the weekend. They played Tulane. That team goes as well as Jameer Watkins goes, right? He's their leader. If he's going to have a good game, he's going to be able to dish and get Ewan, their big guy Malik Ewan, into the game. But you've got to get yourself ready because conference and ACC play is tough. ACC is always a great basketball conference.
Yeah. And of course, it's Duke and North Carolina.
Yeah.
So those are always the teams to beat there. So, good stuff.
So I'll tell you a funny story. I really wasn't paying attention to where we were playing this weekend. I knew we were playing Tulane. Mm-hmm. I thought that we were playing Tulane here at the Tuck, and I'm going and I'm sitting on the baseline and taking photos during the men's games this season. Right. So I was ready. I had my stuff all ready to go. looked at what tip-off time was going to be, and they're like, oh, they're playing down in South Florida in Attorney. God dang it. Yeah. So, I got myself all excited. Yeah. I have to get the corporate jet and get down there.
Yeah. It's a Honda CRV.
Yeah.
It was born the same year Adrian was.
Yeah. So, 8-3 men's are 8-3. They haven't won in conference play. They only had one conference game. So, Winthrop and Louisville this week. Coming up before the holidays, then they're really going to get in deep into the ACC play. Syracuse, Miami, Clemson. It's we're going to be talking a lot of basketball after the holidays, and hopefully we're going to be talking about wins for all the teams, but. ACC men's conference play is tough. ACC women's conference play is tough too. Yeah. Our women, we played. I was at the game yesterday on Sunday. We played Drexel.
Gosh,
it was.
Am I reading this correct, David? 101 to 51.
Yeah, we won by 50 points. It looked like it really looked like it was going to be even a larger lead.
Wow.
Tanai Latson, our All-American star, she leads the nation in scoring.
Nice.
She had 16 points in the first quarter.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we thought everybody ran and say she's going to hit 40 for sure. But she then got into the where she was just dishing the ball a lot,
right,
and ended up with 32, I think. But we were 50% shooting 3 points yesterday, 11 for 22.
Not bad.
Yeah, if you can do that,
you got to be efficient.
Yeah.
Efficient on 3-point and. The ACC schedule is really going to ramp up for them also. Tanai Latson leads the nation in scoring. Michaela Timpson, our big girl in the middle. She is I think it's 70 points average points and I think almost 11 rebounds a game. She is a dominating force in the middle for us, and she can hit those. She got a little cute little hook shot that when it goes, and it's good. And then Tanai is my favorite player because she can do anything. She's like a young female Michael Jordan. But Amaria Gordon is she's just at the ball. She's probably the shortest player on the team. I think she's like 5'4", 5'3", 5'4", and she will rebound against anybody. She gets in there. I think she got like almost the best vertical leap of anybody on the team. It's great to see. Great to see little people like us.
Well.
Have some success in the game.
Well, say that again, Dave.
Yeah. Hey, you a 48-year-old guy over here.
I know, but I'm 5'3", so I started feeling in my knees sometimes.
Yeah. I got a picture of myself with Timpson, with Gordon, and with Latson at an event several months ago. And we were. Timpson was here, then Latson, because Latson's as tall as I am, and then I was here, and then Gordon's on this. It was kind of like a going downhill kind of a thing. It's kind of funny. So we get into ACC play big time.
Good.
Certainly,
good deal.
Certainly after. I think we play Jacksonville later this week, and then after the holidays, Syracuse, Virginia Tech, Syracuse, Stanford, and then
Stanford
California.
Game should be good though.
It should.
It should be good. Really good.
And then again we'll be talking sports, basketball all the time. It'll be our water cooler talk. Now here we go with the FAMU Rattlers.
Yeah. So
we're talking great stuff on the men and women's for FSU. FAMU, both teams are kind of struggling. But we talked about this.
FAMU men's, we did talk about this. But I believe they're learning as they go because they're playing like really big schools.
They are.
Yeah, really big schools. And then they're playing them like on the road. So here's the thing: we got Utah this week.
Mm-hmm.
So another big school, BYU, and then we'll be back. Yeah, I think this is all away games. It's like all road games for like the next month and a half. But we are undefeated at home. When I say undefeated, it's 2 wins.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
But hey, there's something. We got to start there. And like I said, they played the last game. I believe you told me it was like 70
Yeah,
points.
I think they beat Trinity by 72 points, 130 to 58.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
you
so you see what I'm saying? You
kinda,
see where those playing those big schools and
Yeah.
stuff. You get to
Yeah.
learn different things, figure out how they play. You adopt that and you bring
Yeah.
it back, and that's how you do it. So, women's the same thing. They do have a win under their belt, so that's good. They play Sanford University, Thomas University, Bethune-Cookman. These are all away games as well. So, again, it's hard to really get a lot of things going when you're going into that opponent's territory all the time. I mean, so
all the time.
Yeah,
both of them are just like the FSU teams, really getting into conference play after the holidays.
Correct.
I know
Correct.
the FAMU women actually play on the 29th. They actually both men and women play on the 29th, so they're playing over the holidays too.
Yeah,
it's gonna be tough.
It really
you
gotta be.
kind of wish, hey, come on, guys, I want to. Everybody has to get a little bit of a break.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Starting as soon as we get back on the 4th, they'll be entering SWAC competition play. So that's when all this stuff really matters. If you want a run for that SWAC title, that's where it starts, right there. So.
Hey, real quick before we move away from FAMU sports, we talked during the last podcast about Shaquille O'Neal's youngest son playing on the FAMU men's team.
Yeah.
Shaquille O'Neal averaging just about 10 points and 4 rebounds a game. He's one of they've got like their big three. They've got Sterling Young and then Milton Matthews both, but I think it's just going to be so cool. We talked, maybe we get Shaq on the podcast sometime. Right?
Yeah. Like he should definitely. I feel like he's going to pull up to one of these games. It's going to catch everyone like off guard. Like, oh man, that's going to be so cool though.
Yeah.
So, question though, is his son big like he is? Like,
I think
he's definitely tall.
I think he's 6'9".
He's definitely tall.
My gosh.
He doesn't he's not as broad
height.
and
But you remember, you wouldn't remember because
you weren't born.
You weren't born. But when Shaq was at LSU, Shaq was kind of he was a big guy, but he was a slender guy.
Yeah.
Shaq started putting on the weight once he got into.
Well, maybe that's what happens. Maybe
that's
what happens with Shakir. So because Shakir, he's a little more on the slinky side, but he's a slinky guy.
Yeah.
But I seen him throw down a dunk. Oh my gosh.
Is it awesome?
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Okay.
He reminds me of his dad when he does that.
Yeah. Hey, before we leave, and this is kind of our chance to talk about the college football bowl season coming up, and we're gonna kind of take a break here over the holidays with the podcast. So we want to get in front of everybody and let everybody know how good of prognosticators we are looking at the football bowl season.
That's an interesting word.
That was anybody that wears this over their hand uses weird words. I just make up words. Yeah. Okay. So who wants to go first on we've got the first round this coming weekend.
Yeah.
Clemson versus Texas. Jennifer.
Texas.
Adrian.
Texas.
I got Texas also. Tennessee at Ohio State. There, and Texas is got the home field advantage. Ohio State does. Tennessee, Ohio State. Adrian.
I'm actually going with Ohio State.
Yeah.
Yeah, I picked Ohio State. That was a tough one for me, but I picked Ohio State.
I think a lot of folks are thinking Tennessee may pull an upset there, but I'm going with Ohio State too. I just think home field advantage at this point is going to help. I think the teams that particularly, if maybe they get some. I don't know. Haven't even looked at the weather, but you get some cold weather.
Yeah.
And the Ohio State players are going to be. But anyway, SMU is playing at Penn State in State College, Pennsylvania. That's where the weather could come in. But I'm going to go first on this. I'm picking SMU.
Really?
Yeah, I think they can just if they get their offense running and moving, they're just so quick. They're so fast. Yeah. So I am assuming then that you're not picking SMU.
You assume right. I'm going with Penn State. I don't know. Yeah. If anyone's listening, I need you guys to roll with me. I'm not sure what Dave is talking about.
I'm going out on a limb. I understand that. But Jennifer, I think the way you're laughing towards me, I'm assuming.
That's normal. But
well, of course, yeah.
I also picked Penn State. I just SMU has been great, but I've kind of envisioned them as the TCU of this year, where they haven't. I mean, I know Eric wants them to win it all, and I hope for Eric's sake that they do, but I just don't see it.
They'll see it, huh?
Yeah.
So then Indiana is playing where Touchdown Jesus is in South Bend against Notre Dame. Who are you picking?
Notre Dame.
You're picking Notre Dame?
Yep.
You think Notre Dame? Notre Dame for
Notre
you?
Dame.
I Indiana impressed me this year, and I think that they're going to surprise Notre Dame. I think Indiana's going to come out with a win.
I can see that one. I can see it.
Yeah, again, weather could play a factor in these last two games because you just don't know what from between now and this weekend what could happen otherwise. So then if we get to the quarterfinals where Arizona State would be the number 4 seed in the whole thing. It's the Chick-fil-A Bowl in Atlanta. That's a Peach Bowl. Where's the Peach Bowl played? Atlanta? Okay. So that would be, you would have Texas against Arizona State, Adrian,
correct,
right?
Correct,
okay,
correct,
and who are you picking?
Texas.
Okay. You would have Texas against Arizona State, and you're picking?
Texas,
as am I. Texas against Arizona State. We get down to the Rose Bowl. Let's see, all of these. Okay, no, the Rose Bowl and the Peach Bowl are both on January 1st.
Yeah.
So that would be, I think, did we all pick Ohio State?
yes.
Okay, so we all picked Ohio State to play number 1 Oregon in the Rose Bowl.
Right.
Who's going to come out on top, Jennifer?
Oregon.
Oregon, okay.
I got Oregon.
Yeah, I've got Oregon also. I think Oregon people, Oregon it's got a good team. We don't see we haven't seen enough of them on television this year to be able to judge.
Yeah, they start so late.
Yeah, they do start those West Coast games. So I've got then SMU against Boise State in the Fiesta Bowl because I went out on a limb with SMU.
That's
and
right,
I've got SMU beating Boise State.
Oh.
So you think SMU is going to make it to the semifinals?
I think I see SMU in the semifinals.
I don't know
So you both had Penn State.
Roll the numbers tonight.
Right.
You both had Penn State against then Boise. Adrian, who's winning, Penn State or Boise?
I got Penn State.
Okay.
Penn
State. Okay. And then I have Indiana playing Georgia in the Sugar Bowl on January 1st down in Mullins. Yeah. So I've got Georgia winning that game because I think Georgia is gonna play possibly for the title. We'll see.
Yeah, Georgia.
And I know who
Georgia.
you picked. Yeah, Georgia. So when we get to the semifinals, we've got in the Cotton Bowl Classic on the 10th, excuse me.
Yeah.
I've got then Texas, Oregon in my bracket. Do we all have Texas, Oregon in that bracket?
Yeah,
I do.
I do.
Yeah.
And so who do y'all have winning?
I've got Oregon.
You got Oregon?
Yeah.
I've got Oregon.
You got Oregon?
Yep.
I got the Longhorns of my great state of Texas where I was born. Yeah, so yeah.
Are you guys still feel some type of way about the horns down thing? Has that when?
I think the A&M Aggies probably started that back when that was the huge rivalry. It still is.
Right.
But I can't do the horns up with this thing on my head. Yeah.
I know most Texas guys. I know they get into a tizzy.
Do they? No,
the horns down thing.
I was never been the biggest guy in the room, Adrian. So I don't get into too much of a tizzy or something like that. So I've got SMU playing Georgia in the Orange Bowl on January the 9th, and I've got Georgia winning that game. You have...
See, I have Penn State and
Georgia.
And I got Penn State winning that game.
You got Penn State winning that game.
Yeah.
And you've got Penn State and Georgia. And is it at least a close game?
I think so.
Okay.
I think it'll be a good
Yeah.
game, but I've got Georgia winning. They figure it out
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah.
Unless they're
figure it
playing
out.
Alabama.
Yeah. Figure it out. So once we get to the national championship game, we've got different. That's we've all got a little different.
A little
situation.
different.
So I got Texas, Georgia. I got Texas,
You got
Georgia in the
Texas,
national
Georgia.
championship, and no team beats a team 3 times in 1 year. So the Longhorns of the great state of Texas, the Eyes of Texas Longhorns, national champs.
So I got Oregon and Penn State in the national championship, and I got Oregon winning
You got
it
Oregon
all.
beating Penn State in the
Yeah.
national championship.
Yeah.
Interesting. That's an interesting. You got an interesting bracket, man.
I know.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know. It's a winner.
It's a winner. He's feeling
Ours is pretty similar. The
anybody
ending
that
is
will
the
wear
difference,
antlers
but-
for this long, you got confidence. He's got self-aware. He's confident. And you, young lady,
I've got Oregon and Georgia.
Oregon, Georgia.
They're playing in Atlanta,
Mm.
so it will be a home game,
It will be a home
For
game
the Dogs.
mhm.
and they will win their 3rd national championship.
Wow. Okay. With
their backup quarterback.
We got 3 different teams winning the national
Yeah.
championship. And actually,
That'll be
if
interesting.
Pink Hat over here was here,
He would have had a 4th.
he would have had a 4th because he was picking SMU when we
go
were
all the
talking to him
way.
last time. To
Can you
go all the
believe
way.
that?
Yeah,
Believe that. Yeah.
it's probably good he's not here.
It probably is. Yeah. So we'll see when we get together again. After the first of the year,
Yeah.
we will
So I'm
be
not gonna see you guys
together
anymore.
before that national
Oh my
championship.
gosh.
Yeah.
I'm not going to see you guys for a while.
You're not going to see us for a while. Yeah, well, that's okay.
sucks.
We're back after kind of a winter holiday break, back
Yeah.
the week of the 13th, right in advance of the national championship. So
Yeah.
we'll
Nice,
see.
nice.
We'll see.
We'll be back then.
Yeah, we'll be back and be fighting over the. Maybe.
Hey, if we don't make it
anybody-
that far in our brackets, can we pick again for
no,
the winner?
You
Oh.
cannot. You cannot. So that's it.
Well, I'm gonna
for-
make it, so it
that's
doesn't
it for
matter.
the year. That's it for the Tally Benchwarmers here in the inaugural season of 2024. We hope everybody has a really great holiday. We will see everybody back the week of January the 13th. Remember, if you have any questions, send it to us at tallybenchwarmers.com.
Org.
At WFSU.org.
Yeah.
Let me try that again. Tallybench at WFSU.org. Okay. Thanks to Taylor Cox with all the great music and sound in the booth, and to Jason Acuna, who makes us look good and tells us what to talk about.
Yes.
So, hey, happy holidays, guys.
Happy
holidays.
holidays.
Yeah. Go Noles.
Go Noles.
Go Noles.